Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another video by Apocalyptica. And this one, I feel a little bit more conflicted with this than maybe I thought I was going to be, because previously, ladies and gentlemen, we did Saint Anger, which initially was like a 7-minute song that Apocalyptica managed to cut down to 4 minutes, which, hey, for how it turned out, I was very, very impressed by, and honestly, I could get behind that far more than maybe I would have done otherwise. But then when I get back to doing Saint Anger, oh boy, we're going to see whether or not that holds up, or whether or not there was a lot to clear up. With that being said, this one I'm not entirely sure, because low-key, The Unforgiven 2 is one of the best songs that Metallica have ever done. I know that Load and Reload have a lot of ups and downs and have a lot of different ideas that, to be honest, a lot of people are not particularly like... Is it that it's different? Is it that it's very unexpected? Or is it the fact that it's just kind of different? Because low-key, you've got some real gems on Load and Reload. You've got Ain't My Bitch, 2x4, The House That Jack Built, King Nothing, Ronnie, The Outlaw Torn. Then of course on Reload, you've got Fuel, Memory Remains, The Unforgiven 2, Fixer, Prince Charming. There's a lot I know there's a lot more as well. I'm probably having to Better Than You is low-key a banger as well, which is why two things. One, this is the first official video we're actually going to be doing from Apocalyptica, and it looks stunning as well, wherever this is. And secondly, those who may remember, Unforgiven 2 was like 7 minutes, and this is almost half that. And, well, I'm not... Listen, I can only really judge these for what they are, so I'm not going to be too mean about that. But then again, it's only because I friggin' loved Unforgiven 2. Also, why is it that I liked Unforgiven 2 and so many music journalists rate it as the worst Metallica song ever, whilst they also place things like Damage Incorporated as the best? I like Damage Incorporated, don't get me wrong, but that is nowhere near their best song. Disposable Heroes, Orion, and Justice for All, and Fade to Black would eat their heart out. So with that being said, The Unforgiven 2. Let's go. Okay, so I have a feeling that this is probably going to be one of the more controversial things I'm going to be saying about this album, and I suppose this is first of all, I heard this was actually filmed at Tohoyohom's castle, so okay, so that's pretty good trivia, I suppose. So second, well, okay, let me just. First of all, I do want to say I think they did actually capture a lot of the Unforgiven 2's very signature riff. Well, I would say it's more of like a signature hook, because anyone who wants like compare like how Unforgiven 1 plays to how Unforgiven 2 plays, just like at the first 10 seconds, and you could tell me sort of what they were like. How Unforgiven 2, it drags you into its bleak world, its setting, and its story, if you will, because I've often known fine well that the story really for Unforgiven 1, 2, and 3 is that I can't forgive myself, I can't forgive you, and we can never be forgiven. Is, as far as I can remember, what like the narrative for those three songs is. But I suppose a problem again is that playing this on 4 cellos is something, but the problem is that when it's entirely done on cellos and there's like no lyrics, I think that kind of like the story or so much of what sold the Unforgiven 2, it kind of gets a little bit lost in translation, or not so much lost in translation, but it kind of almost relegates the Unforgiven 2 into a little bit of like a lost in the shuffle kind of thing, because without it, what else is there to like really pull people in to keep listening to it? And that's it's the sort of thing that kind of almost makes me wonder whether or not Unforgiven 2 was like the best song they could have covered or not. But I'm trying to work out, because, well, first of all, the solos were fantastic, and, well, that's to be expected because, well, they're straight up learning from the masters themselves. But at the same time, that was also the case with the original version of The Unforgiven 2. So, what am I supposed to think now? I mean, it's good, but I also think it could have been more. And that's kind of it's a very catch-22, because I can't really be that mad. I'm not even mad at it. It's more like I love what the intention was, but I also wonder if there was even a point for there to be like a music video for this. Or I also wondered what the point was of like renting this place out, and whatever that narrative was between the two people dancing. I wondered what the point was to any of this. Now listen, interpretation is maybe par for the course, but how much interpretation can you get out of a song that it was already a song that already had quite its own little okay, right. I think the point I'm trying to like more than anything get across in all of this is that have Apocalyptica ever done like their own version of Seek and Destroy? Have they ever done their own version of Hit the Lights? Have Apocalyptica ever done their own version of Orion? Because, to be honest, there are some things out there that I feel like it would be really interesting to see what they did. I mean, that's kind of why Volume 1 exists in many ways, but Orion is also like one of those things that should be up there with the best, or at least something that is dying out for like a modern, sinful, almost lustful sort of rendition. But there you are. It's pick your own poison with this one, ladies and gentlemen. I do still like it, and I can certainly say that with confidence. But do I think it's better than the original? Probably not, but whether or not that matters, say, is neither here nor there. But with all that being said, I hope all of you guys enjoyed The Unforgiven 2 by Apocalyptica, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. So take care, and bye-bye for now.